Our sincere thanks to Khenpo Sodargye Rinpoche for bringing us such a truly wonderful lecture today. Now, we will leave approximately 20 minutes for everyone. You can ask Khenpo questions about your own personal concerns. This is a rare opportunity, so I hope everyone will cherish it.
Hello, teacher. I came here today because of your reputation. Thank you. I have benefited greatly. I was wondering regarding the meditation you mentioned, how do you actually meditate? Do you sit there reciting or do you meditate in silence? Thank you.
Actually, there are several methods of meditation. In Buddhism, when it comes to the physical aspect of sitting meditation, the most important point is the set of 7 key postures. Generally speaking, in true Buddhism, there is a saying, meditation is not about the legs. Reciting the Buddha's name is not about the mouth. The most crucial thing is the mind. Of course, if your body is well adjusted, your meditation practice will also go well. At this time, first, your body, specifically your legs, should be positioned in the traditional lotus position, and your hands should gently form the appropriate mudra for this meditative practice. Keep your spine relatively straight and aligned, relax both of your shoulders completely, and tilt your neck slightly forward. Your eyes should not be too wide open, nor should they be closed, just slightly like this. Your tongue should gently touch the upper palate, just behind your front teeth. This position is known as the 7-point posture of Vairocana, because once your body is properly adjusted like this, your mind can settle. When you get up in the morning, you can try it on the bed. Many books mention the 7 sitting postures for meditation. You can also find these 7 sitting postures I just mentioned online. If you meditate like this in the morning when you wake up, or at night before you go to sleep for 5 or 10 minutes, your mind can actually be completely adjusted.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you very much for your teaching, Khenpo. I'd like to ask you a question. In Buddhism, it is said that one is all and all is one. What exactly does this mean? And also, we often see 4 important characters commonly displayed in temples, with the words Gate of Nonduality written on them. Does this non-duality represent one? I would like to ask you to enlighten us on this. What is the profound meaning of this non-duality? Thank you.
What you just mentioned, the phrase one is all is one, is actually a well-known saying that comes from the Mahayana Sutras. In the Mahayana Sutras, the true nature and essence of all phenomena is the main topic of discussion and exploration. At that time, in the world, the so-called 1, 2, 3 are merely established without careful observation. If we examine it, even the so-called one does not hold up. For example, this is a bottle, but the so-called one here, it is actually made up of countless tiny particles, many molecules and atoms. So, this one is simply a label that we assign to it. Within this one, there are actually many all, and all of these can also become one. This is a kind of form is emptiness, emptiness is form. This is the content discussed in the Heart Sutra. Therefore, when you see the so-called Gate of Nonduality in temples, neither existence nor non-existence, when you practice Zen meditation, the ultimate state you reach cannot be described with words, nor can it be distinguished by thought. When you reach the most subtle level, you are in an inconceivable state. If you say there is something, that's not right, because what exists can't be found. If you say there is nothing, nothingness also can't be found. In Buddhism, this is called the Gate of Non-duality in the Prajna teachings. This Gate of Non-duality is considered the highest state in Zen Buddhism. Generally speaking, such a Gate of Non-duality frequently appears in both Zen and Pure Land temples.
I am a student in the preparatory class that began this June at the Buddhist study community. Our group has been practicing and studying together steadily. Our mentor is strict, wise, and compassionate. When we study Dharma, everyone feels joy. I would like to request something from the teacher. Could you offer words of blessing and encouragement to our group, some Vajra words of blessing and encouragement? This may also be a blessing for everyone here, and in a way, for all sentient beings in the world.
As for this blessing, earlier this afternoon, the business school also asked me to say a blessing. But it seems I can't really put it into words. What I mean is, I sincerely and genuinely hope that through meditation and Chan culture, the restless minds of many sentient beings can, in fact, be gently calmed. At the same time, I hope everyone can truly understand the reality of all things. And then I especially hope that each and every person can benefit all the lives around them and bring them happiness. I often make aspirations like this as well because we have so many confusions. Once these confusions are dispelled, we will know the truth. And after knowing the truth, we attain Buddhahood. It is not for our own happiness. For any entrepreneur, if you work hard for your own happiness. I personally feel that it really doesn't have much meaning or significance. If happiness is built on the foundation of benefiting others, then that is true happiness. So I hope that your Buddhist study group, as well as many teachers and students present here, in the future take real action to benefit all living beings. This is extremely necessary.
First, I sincerely pay homage to the Guru and Amitabha Buddha. I would now like to respectfully ask Khenpo Sodargye a question. I heard a master say, with great wisdom, meditation is not about the legs, reciting the Buddha's name is not about the mouth. May I ask for your kind guidance? In busy work and life, how can we truly achieve this state of mind in practical terms? Thank you, Guru.
Meditation is not about the legs, and reciting the Buddha's name is not about the mouth. This is actually spoken from the ultimate perspective. For beginners, temporarily, meditation does require sitting cross-legged, and reciting the Buddha's name means chanting Amitabha Buddha, Amitabha Buddha. But when you reach the highest state, meditation should be, just as I mentioned earlier, in many aspects of daily life, walking, standing, sitting, or lying down, you maintain awareness of your own mind without forgetting it. For example, when I'm at home today, whatever I'm doing, if I get angry easily, I observe my mind. I tell myself, I shouldn't lose my temper. This mindset is unreasonable. Even if I get angry, it won't solve any problems. So, by using my mind to carefully observe itself, I ultimately end up resolving things calmly. This is the true function of Zen practice. So our meditation, in fact, is about truly quieting the mind and reflecting in daily life. It has tremendous significance for all aspects of one's life.
Homage to the respected Khenpo Sodargye. May I ask, is Zen a kind of realm or a state of being? That's how I personally understand it at this point. It's a process toward an ideal realm and state that we gradually approach. It's something one must go through on the path. I'd like to ask, is it reasonable for me to understand it this way?
Yes, you could certainly say that. In fact, actually, practicing Zen is indeed a state or realm where one's mind becomes very calm. Of course, this state can be higher or lower. There are also the worldly 4 dhyanas and 8 samadhis, as well as some supramundane ones. There are also so-called prajna wisdom and inconceivable realms like these. Therefore, in daily life, every practitioner may actually have their own understanding and description of Zen. In fact, Zen is now applied in various fields, such as the fascinating tea culture, even the ever-changing world of stocks, and many other cultural areas. In fact, this is also completely acceptable. Our Buddhism can be integrated into many different aspects and various levels of society. In this way, Zen culture can be incorporated into all kinds of different realms. Of course, ultimately, Zen is still a state that each person experiences and enjoys for themselves.
Venerable Khenpo, if you don't mind, may I ask you a question? After listening to your teaching a moment ago, we feel we have greatly benefited. So I would like to ask, because I really want to improve myself in terms of language ability, I would like to ask you, teacher, when you speak, are you using your mind or speaking from your heart? How can mind and heart be unified? How can we achieve unity of mind, heart, and speak confidently and fluently? Thank you.
It's like this. If I speak without using my mind at all, it would be quite difficult to say anything. But if I speak without any feeling from my heart, I wouldn't be able to say anything either. So what I shared with everyone today, I believe I did use my mind, but most importantly, these are words from the bottom of my heart, from deep within my heart. I sincerely hope that through meditation, everyone's inner fatigue can eventually find true rest. In our often hectic and demanding daily lives, sometimes our search for relief and comfort is blind and unfocused. Sometimes it is out of helplessness, and sometimes it is even innocent. So with this kind of mindset, if we can truly calm, adjust, and find peace and a certain happiness, then I believe that everything should come together as one in a harmonious way. Of course, in the United States, there's a saying, some scholars speak with their minds, while some practitioners speak with their hearts. There are these two perspectives. So what are people like who speak with their minds? They store a lot of evidence and data in their minds, all sorts of cases and examples. It's all this kind of thing. Apart from that, it's very hard for them to express their own life experiences. Some accomplished individuals, like certain masters in Tibetan area, when they speak, it's entirely an expression of their own realization. They might not mention cases, scriptural evidence, or other theories, but they convey to people a kind of highest realization they possess. If you use only one of these two approaches, you might end up leaning too much to one side. So I combine the principles I understand in my daily life with some of my own heartfelt insights about life to share them with everyone.
All right. Thank you very much, Khenpo, for your wonderful speech and for answering our questions and clearing up our doubts at the end. I think, although the time was short, the thoughts left for us to ponder will be long-lasting, perhaps accompanying us throughout our lives. Most of the people here are PE students. We joined the PE program perhaps in pursuit of wealth, or perhaps in pursuit of personal achievement. But after we have gained wealth and achievement, will our lives truly be happy? Will we really possess genuine happiness? Perhaps each of us, more or less, has asked ourselves the same question deep in our hearts. So we hope that today's lecture can offer everyone at least a bit of inspiration. May it light a lamp to guide you on your future path. Once again, thank you to Khenpo, and thank you all for your participation. Let us give Khenpo a round of applause as we see him off.